Hi, I'm with the producer of Flame Over. Do you want to tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, no worries. So Flame Over is a firefighting roguelike for Vita, developed in Unity, and we're just here to sort of give people a look at the game and give it a try. So basically, you take control of this little chap down here, Blaze. He runs around randomly generated levels, putting out fires with his hose and extinguisher. There's a variety of different fire enemies. The fire spreads and burns through the level on its own with like a dynamic sort of almost AI system that you can see spreads across the different materials. And yeah, it's your job to go through the building, rescue different people that you find to get more time, rescue some cats to get some health, and then yeah, try and get through all 16 levels without dying, basically.
As it's on the PS Vita, is it multiplayer for people who've got other Vitas?
No, it's single player, but there is leaderboard system in there, so you can compete for speed runs or like high scores. Kind of two different systems, really, because obviously if you're trying to play for a good score, you won't necessarily be doing it as quickly as if you're just whizzing through as quick as possible to get a good speed run.
Is this out on Vita now, or?
No, we're sort of around alpha at the moment. We're hoping before the end of the year we'll be out on Vita. That'll be in Europe and America, and then afterwards we'll be on to PS4 and hope maybe some other platforms after that.
Will there be cross-play between the PS4 and Vita?
I would like there to be. I don't want to sort of commit to it, if you like, but hopefully, yeah, we'll see.
What about on the PS4 if you have two firemen?
Sorry?
If you have two firemen, like as a co-op?
That's not going to be in this one, but maybe for a sequel. Yeah, that would be nice.
Has he actually got a fire truck, or do you just?
No, it's just you on foot. You're kind of like a solo firefighting hero. So he's got a backpack with all of his equipment in it. So he's got a water tank on his back, an extinguisher and an axe. And you can also find a caretaker in his little store, and you can buy stuff off him. So like extra time. There's various power-ups. There's holy water, so you can. When you run out of time, a little Grim Reaper starts to chase you around the level, so you can freeze him with that stuff. What else can you buy? Super axe that smashes through the doors, speed boots, gas mask, all sorts of stuff.
Do you earn the currency in the game by just saving people and cats?
So, stuff you want to buy with, you earn coins for every fire you put out. You see coins sort of generate out of the fire, and they get absorbed into Blaze as he runs around. You can use those to, that's both your score and your money to buy stuff. So if you want a really high score, you want to minimise how much you buy, but obviously that makes it harder. For time, the only way you can build your time up is to rescue people. So if they're getting taken out, then you're out of luck. We give you 5 minutes to start with at the start, and then that's it basically. You've got to rescue people, or death will be following you around. But you can dodge him, but it's not easy, so it's best to keep them alive.
Do people die if you don't save them?
Yeah, so if they're in a room with fire, they'll sort of slowly bleed out damage. Once that's gone, then you've got so many seconds before they're completely dead. They sort of bleed out time, a little skull fills up. You can buy a defibrillator power up, so while they're on the ground you've got like a minute or so to get to them and defibrillate them, then they'll revive. And then you can get them to follow you in like a conga line. So you can have up to 5 people following you at the same time.
With a cat?
And the cat as well, yeah. But the cat doesn't. The cat's just for health. The people are for time. Yeah. So the cat will give you a heart back, which is handy.
Who designed the character? Is he here or?
Yeah,
Paul, who's playing the game at the moment. He's did all the.
Here. I'm a 3D artist, and it was Paul designed him, and then we built him in 3D and get him in the game, all the animations and stuff. Yeah.
So did you design the maps and levels?
Sorry, say again?
Did you design the maps and levels?
Kind of. We built all the objects separately, so Paul drew them all up and concepted every object individually. I then modelled it, and we textured it and built it all together. And then we had another artist who placed them all in the rooms, and then we'd light it and shadow it and make it look really nice. There's around 1,000 or 1,200 rooms, and they all stitch together randomly to make a fresh level every time. So it's just quite nice.
What is the building? A school, office building, or?
Level 1 is an office building. And then level 2 and level 3 and level 4, there's places like the lab and a factory and like a bit more of an executive style bar area. And so, yeah, So it's not specifically one building. We're not really sure, but it should be. But yeah.
The idea is it's the same sort of skyscraper or whatever, if you like, and then as you move through, you start off in the sort of regular admin area, then you work your way to the executive area, then down to a laboratory where they are building whatever it is, designing whatever it is they're making, and then you'll see in the factory that it's like a sort of chemical and weapons sort of business, if you like. So there's lots more danger down there with exploding stuff. And
is it a spoiler, but is the down levels to do with the fire, or is it just?
There is a kind of a loose story to it. One of the sort of little side quests as you move through the game that you don't have to do, but they'll unlock tokens that you can use to upgrade some of the character's abilities. So you can make his water last a bit longer, make the coins you earn boost a bit, and things like that. So it's advantageous to do the missions, and they also just give you a bit of variety from putting out fires. You know, there's an extra little bit to think about there.
You will find someone to blame for the fires in the last few levels, though. Yeah, there is someone is to blame.
So can you burn to death?
You take like sort of radius damage. You can see as he walks around, there's a little sort of danger meter that appears around the character. When that fills up, you'll lose a heart. So the closer you get to fires, the quicker it builds up. If you get hit by any of the fireballs, or there's like a stream of fire that burns along the carpet, and gas and some chemically oozy puddles that can catch fire, all those things will raise that meter up. When it hits, you'll instantly lose a heart.
Is there any ranged attacks, like if a gasoline bottle explodes? Or
yeah, there's some of the materials in the game are explosive, so gas bottles, barrels, things like that. There's like a proximity barrel that as you walk near to it, it'll start to flash. You can quickly freeze it with the extinguisher before it blows up, and then make it safe. If not, if you or anyone around it is in the sort of radius when it blows up, that's it.
How do you refill your water if you run out?
You can use any water source. So there's rubbish ones like water fountains, which take ages. There's sinks in the bathrooms, kitchen sinks, fish tanks even. There's even a jacuzzi that you can use. The best way is water coolers. They'll instantly fill it to the top, but you can only use those once, and then they're out, they're empty. So yeah, there's a few different ways.
Who out of your team is the best?
At the game? Yeah. Oh, me easily. Yeah, that's
definitely.
No debate.
He gets to play it the most. Yeah. That's mainly why. We're all slogging away building it.
Have you had a mini tournament at your office, or?
No, not yet. I think Al would win hands down, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, the guy who built most of the levels is pretty good as well. Yeah,
that's true.
He's not bad. He's catching me up.
Do you have a cat in your office, or?
No, I've got a cat of my own at home, but he's sort of in the game.
You modelled him in.
He looks very similar, yeah. But me and Paul have both got cats that look quite similar, so we can argue about whose cat it actually is.
Do the cats have names in the game, or are they just cats?
No, they're just regular cats. I'd quite like to maybe have a few different ones, and maybe complete a rescue list of all of those. But that's
collectibles.
Yeah, that's not
quite fun.
Yet, but it'd be quite a nice little feature.
Collect each type of cat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Will you add like aggressive cats into the game in a future date?
It's not something we've considered, but yeah.
There is a power up that's related to the cat, which we haven't implemented yet. It's not in this build, but it's a catnip power up. If you imagine, if you will, a bit like the Mario star. And so if you've got the cat following you and you give him a catnip tablet or whatever it is, then he'll just go crazy and give you hearts when you can get right up close to the fire and put it out close range without losing any health, which is quite fun. And we'll probably give him a crazy sound effect at that point, so we could make him aggressive or exactly, that sort of thing, definitely.
I know this is probably not possible, but could you ride the cat?
Theoretically, but I doubt it'll happen. Why would you?
There was one point during development where I swapped the cat model for the main character, so you could run around as the cat putting out the fire, which was quite fun. It was on his hind legs, sort of just running around the office, which was quite amusing. But
Easter egg?
Yeah, it could do.
Maybe.
What are the sounds like in the game? Is it like background music, or is the?
Yeah, we're actually working with a really great studio at the moment on the music, so we're going for a sort of swing vibe. So there's kind of like a lot of trumpet action in there, saxophones, but
jazz.
Yeah, it's sort of swingy jazz. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. It works pretty well.
Nice high tempo. It's quite action-packed music and makes you want to explore the place. You know, it does what it needs to. And then sound effects, we're sort of we're building them ourselves, and as we need. If we need an explosion, then we'll build it from scratch rather than using sound libraries and stuff, which is quite nice.
Yeah. Your own soundtrack and own sounds.
Yeah. Well, as long as we can get to the end of the game, before the deadline, then everything should be our own stuff, sound-wise. Yeah.
So is there anything you'd like to add about this game that you've not said so far?
I just think that the sort of original idea was just to make something that was like action roguelike. So I'm personally a massive fan of Spelunky, and we sort of built the firefighting thing into it just because it was. I was sort of involved with a lot of fire safety activity at the time at work, and I was playing a lot of roguelikes. So for anyone who likes that sort of action roguelike feel, or top-down shooters generally, which is kind of what it is, it's sort of a top-down shooter in disguise, but it's randomly generated. It'll never play exactly the same way twice. So if you're into that sort of stuff, a nice, fun twin stick shooter, plenty of replay value, then give it a spin.
Okay, thank you guys. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
There you go.
Cheers.
Hi, I'm with the